We don't die, we multiply. We come back and we are living in a loophole and shit like that. Now, you know, if Moses freed the slaves and shit like that, you know, the Harriet Tubmans and stuff like that, you know, and I done fell and hit my head on the tub, and Harriet Tubman was known for having blackouts and stuff like that. Like, you know, because we didn't be here before, and like, I didn't blacked out and hit my head in the tub. So, like, you know, who really the driving school in this motherfucker? This shit is annoying as hell, man. This shit. Lord. Damn. This is a driving school. Like, literally. This is just, because this is building 1776, y'all. You know, when you look in your reflection in the hair, you know, hair, this is Hollywood, wood, because we roots and shit, you know, and it's been a bully that created vapor, because, you know, I told you they frying us and shit, you know, had us feel like we nuts, like donuts and shit, you hear me? And then they cut us out the motherfucking Bible, Troy. You hear me? Troy, you hear me? You hear me? God damn it. And then they drugged us at the motherfucking family pharmacy. You hear me? At the family pharmacy. God damn it. This is the fucking driving school. 1776. Go look at that in history. That's when they wrote what? You know, the white man's is, you know. This is and because I'm cold and I know who I am, like who I just showed you, you know, they smell like curry, right? So if you go in Curry Hall at UNT, on the corner you'll see Curry, and I'm gonna screenshot that shit. Curry Hall is on Fry Street in, I think, Mulberry. You know, these streets that I keep showing y'all because I'm the map and everything like that. And it's just showing you that we in a repeated cycle and shit be, you know, happening and be happening so fast, but so slow at the same time. But we like light beings, and you know, like I said, they've been frying us and shit. But anyway, I'm gonna show you this shit on the map because, you know, we live in a parallel universe and stuff like that. I always have to compare and contrast certain shit when I talk about it, you know. Just to point out the obvious. Just to keep giving y'all the fucking obvious. The sauce. You hear me? For the small brains, you know the model, you know, in Beetlejuice, when Beetlejuice had a model of all of the little city and shit like that on the table. You hear me? Like Jesus sat at the table and shit like that. But anyway, you know the model that they sat at the table. I mean, because they couldn't sit or whatever. But you know the Beetlejuice came and I don't remember the goddamn story, but it motherfucking Beetlejuice. It was people that was looking at a whole little city on a fucking table. That's what the fuck this city is. While I'm walking up Jason Drive, you know. But anyway. They sat at a table, and they when Beetlejuice said his name 3 motherfucking times like the Holy Trinity, he appeared and stuff like that. But anyway, I mean that's what I'm saying. Like, this is the motto, like the studio, because goddamn, there's so much familiarity in this motherfucker. It's pissing me off because I feel like every day is deja vu. Like, oh, whoa, wait, huh. Whoa, shit, wait a minute, this me, I don't like it, and they be having me have bad feelings and shit like that. But anyway, got him, yeah, me. Ah! For me to have stopped and chopped it up with the guy who fixed on my car, and for him to have me investigate the cemetery, I told y'all in a video prior to this, maybe a few months ago, that I was a crypt keeper and everything like that. And I always talk about Independent Order of Oddfellows, you know, that cemetery that's in Denton that had me at the motherfucking slave cemetery that I'm investigating currently. And you know what I'm saying? And then to know that Wood Cemetery, I forgot what it's called, but it's off a Little House in the Prairie. You know what I'm saying? Like, cemetery is over here in the where the puzzle pieces are. I'm too through. I'm done. I drop it like it's hot. You hear me? I gotta include that the VCR because that's the older model tape. You know, the older model tape. You know. And then they turned it from VCR to CD. I don't know what it was before that, but cassette player is, you know, that's case. That's a case. You know what I'm saying? That's a case. You hear me? The murder in Michigan, you know. Murder was the case that they gave me. You hear me? Work at JCPenney and the active shooter color is orange. That's my favorite color, y'all. Pew pew, you hear me? Pew pew pew, you hear me? Ah! Throw in there that, you know, UNT, University of North Texas, you know, that's North Star and shit like that. You hear me? And we come from the university with one source and all that, and it's Green. You know, that's my family last name. Would mean Green Joe Green, but they put an extra E and shit like that. And then that's on Avenue A, and then right down the street is from Avenue A is Double A Battery, and Margie is Street. You know what I'm saying? That's my family gang last name, that my grandma rather, and that's next to excuse me, the ping pong thing machine, whatever that I keep calling it, off of a Sprinkle McCormick. You know, McCormick. Anyway, I ain't gonna go there because that's say a lot of words or whatever, because these words are spells and everything like that. Which, you know, right next to Margie Street is Wood, Underwood. You know, because if you go Underwood, there's a root and shit like that. We go under that motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, you know, and right next to that is the motherfucking fire station and shit like that. But you know, I mean, because I'm the map and everything, and I know I always find my way back home and everything. But you know, who am I? You know, it's that gangster love, and I'm telling you, they keep giving me thugging, whatever the fuck that Eve say. You hear me? Got a couple greens, Joe Greens in my family, shout out gang, and Joe is 5, 10, 15, not in that order. I'm just saying, because we're numerical beings and shit like that, you know, that because the revolution will not be televised and shit, because, you know, type shit, you hear me? But gang, because you know what I meant by that, but you know, whatever. Right? So I just came from over here, and I seen a well, monitoring well or whatever. So anyway, I came right here, and I was like, what the fuck is this? You know, because I looked at the word and I seen the wolf, and I was like, this is VCR. You know, like, I mean, right? Confirmation? Okay. I didn't hear the confirmation, but the phone had rang. So anyway, I'm in this plaza called Woodhill Square or whatever, and that's where I see VCR at. So I'm gonna look up Vera City, VERA City. That's what it says. You know, because this is universe and everything. Now I know what RT's is right here. You know, they say Rick and Terry's, but anyway, I know what it meant. TR, RT, but you know, and it's green. You know, because it's like a green line and shit. But anyway, I know what all that means, and you know, across the street, is where the Township 2 is or whatever. So, you know, I really am confused because, you know, they be putting shit in the blender, hidden in plain sight, mixing it all up and then pouring it all out and stuff like that. And I didn't mean it rhyme because whatever. That's how it is. But, you know, because, you know, Jesus walked on water and everything like that. Because I always wondered what the fuck this was. And then this goddamn shit say ocean, y'all. Ocean. Wash and dry, you know. Over here by the stinky smoke shop, because you know, stink over here, because it really do stink. You know why? Anyway, because it's the hood, goddammit. Anyway, bladesmith, you know, because like a blacksmith and, you know what I'm saying, like the smiths and shit like that. because Smith is also down here in the hood too. That's where the puzzle pieces begin and shit like that. But you know, I mean, shit. Anyway, because like I said, they pushed it in the blender, mixed it all up, because they want to create chaos and confusion and want to have you like not believing what the fuck I'm saying. But anyway, you can read in between the motherfucking lines. I gotta see what this Vero City means. But I also wanted to see Lizard Ink tattoo and shit. They're the ones who did the tattoo on my leg. They fucked it up the first time they did it, and then the guy had to come and fix it or whatever. The second time, you hear me? But anyway, shit, I don't know why I started this goddamn video, but I seen that VCR and was like, what the fuck is that? You know? So I know that means something, so I'm just gonna keep it there and look up the goddamn word. Y'all be blessed, God, this gang in the building. I only am including motherfucking Will Smith and the goddamn plethora of movies that he done made, you know, as part of the Breadcrumb crew. You hear me? Okay, so anyway, Men in Black and shit, you know. Anyway, what I wanted to say is, because that's the investigative place. That's what it said now, you know, and I call myself an investigator and shit like that. You hear me? What I said? Not alligator, but investigator. And this is, you know, we live cross church and shit like that. And we know in history these white men that you know freed us and all, created the Declaration of Independence, had multiple damn jobs and shit like that, but that came from one source. So anyway, what I'm trying to say is, you know, this is the Truman Show. This is the fucking set because it came from one source. You know, this fucking stupid ass world that we live in and shit. You hear me? So anyway, the studio, you know, the #1 studio, you know, came from this motherfucker, Texas and shit. Ooh, this is cute. I should take this home. Shit, quit playing with me. Ain't that cute? Look at that. Shit. Quit playing. I ain't got no pink in my house. But anyway, it's cute though. I done lost a damn train of thought. But you know how the Truman Show was on a set and stuff like that? Like, this is the motherfucking set. Because I'm investigative and shit like that, and I just literally walked up the gas, but then in the tailpipe. Coming over here was to get a brush from my son, because he recently cut his hair and stuff, you know, at the Bladesmiths and shit, you know. So anyway, I'm just like, I'm gonna go over here, but clearly, what's crazy is that this is crazy, man. Jeepers Creepers and my damn social number, my pirate ship number on this car. Like, it is so obvious to me, like, because this is the soul and wood, you know, because they split the soul and wood. You know what I'm saying? They split it and shit, you know? The roots is what I'm talking about, you know? Anyway, and they put a business out of it. They took a business and put it, because, man, these holes and shit that's in this goddamn building right here, like, I just traced this hole from that hole over here. Like, come on, all you need is compassion. But they're making a ass out of themselves. You know, but I'm on their ass. That's what I wanted to say. Because if you flip compassion on ass, you know, because they don't get a pass, goddamn it, because for what the fuck they did. But you know what? I'm here. I'm just trying to figure out. I mean, I done already figured this shit out. This is the scene, the fucking whole goddamn scene to the true woman, because that's, you know, it's the movies is always flipped and shit like that. Even though it's a true man show, it's really the true woman show, because that's who they zeroed the fuck up out of here. And because I know that divine timing and alignment always put stuff in my path for a reason. I know what that VCR mean, You know what I'm saying? And if you look at video, what is it? VCR, video cassette recorder or some shit like that. Look at the look at the words, but you know, then they had to mix it up because you know that's who they are. It's the Chaos Crew and shit like that. And made it seem like this is our little investigative group, but you know that area where that goddamn VCR is, it's a lot of hidden secrets up under there, you know, literally under there, because you know it's across the street from the chicken. But y'all be blessed. Coming over here was to get a brush from my son because he recently cut his hair and stuff, you know, at the bladesmiths and shit, you know. So anyway, I'm just like, I'm gonna go over here, but clearly, what's crazy is that this is crazy, man. Jeepers creepers and my damn social number, my pirate ship number on this car, like, it is so obvious to me, like, cause this is the soul and wood, you know, cause they split the soul and wood, you know what I'm saying? They split it and shit, you know? The roots is what I'm talking about, you know? Anyway, and they put a business out of it. They took a business and put it, because, man, these holes and shit that's in this goddamn building right here, like, I just traced this hole from that hole over here. Like, come on, all you need is compassion. But they're making a ass out of themselves. You know, but I'm on their ass. That's what I wanted to say. Because if you flip compassion on ass, you know, because they don't get a pass, goddamn it, because for what the fuck they did. But you know what? I'm here. I'm just trying to figure out. I mean, I done already figured this shit out. This is the scene, the fucking whole goddamn scene to the true woman, because that's, you know, it's the movies is always flipped and shit like that. Even though it's a true man show, it's really the true woman show, because that's who they zeroed the fuck up out of here. And because I know that divine timing and alignment always put stuff in my path for a reason. I know what that VCR mean, you know what I'm saying? And if you look at video, what is it? VCR, video cassette recorder or some shit like that. Look at the look at the words, but you know, they had to mix it up because you know that's who they are. It's the Chaos Crew and shit like that. And made it seem like this is our little investigative group, but you know that area where that goddamn VCR is, it's a lot of hidden secrets up under there, you know, literally under there, because you know it's across the street from the chicken. But y'all be blessed. What I'm trying to say is my ass been having too many motherfucking deja vu. You know, like I done did this shit before. I done been here before. And goddamn it, I keep solving the goddamn same puzzle over and over again. Now, I don't like this shit. You know? And goddamn, I think the world is teasing me right now. Yeah, that's why I'm walking on Teasley and shit. But you know, I'm just saying, like, everything happened everywhere all at one time and everything, you know, and shit, I know we don't die, we multiply, you know, we come back and shit like that, you hear me? And you know, it's seeming like these construction workers and all this complex chaos that they done created, they put in the blender and shit, you know, they keep getting complex with it or whatever by, you know, moving people here and stuff, you know, giving them the jobs and stuff, you know. But anyway, like, I'm just pointing out the obvious. I ain't no disrespect, because anybody can be anywhere, and whenever they feel like it. But I'm just saying, like, come on, Texas. Anyway.